Aptus MassBoost is a very unique and special calcium magnesium supplement booster provided from the premium collection of Aptus Plant Tech. And some of the very good benefits of using MassBoost instead of a synthetic or artificial type of calcium magnesium is that the CalMag in MassBoost is combined with L-amino acids. It makes it a more bioavailable plant-ready form. Calcium is very important to improve the structure and firmness of your flowers and fruit. MassBoost is also 100% water soluble and organomineral, which means it leaves no residue in your feed lines, your hydroponic systems, or your tank, which makes it a lot more clean and easy to use. It's going to help to minimize the typical deficiencies that are found in crops, calcium being one of the most important deficiencies because calcium is immobile and very difficult to get into and throughout the plant. So some of the things that MassBoost contains, first of all, you have calcium, and most importantly, it's a highly bioavailable form of calcium. It's because it's chelated in left-turning amino acids. It's also organomineral form instead of a salt-based form, which helps to minimize the antagonism with other minerals that exist in your growing medium. Calcium fights with a lot of other minerals and ends up causing a lot of deficiencies, particularly with things like nitrates and such. And so it's very important to use this proper form so it's a more natural form that plants are used to seeing. It's going to help to strengthen your cell walls and improve the overall structure of your plant. Calcium is very important for this. Also, MassBoost contains a good source of magnesium. Again, it's in bioavailable form and organomineral form, which continues to minimize this antagonism, particularly in later flower when you're adding a lot of potassium boosters. Having a proper chelated natural form of magnesium helps to minimize the antagonism between potassium. It also stimulates enzyme production and activity and is very important for photosynthesis. It also is very important to be present when you want to absorb calcium. So MassBoost contains L-amino acids, and left-turning amino acids are the natural form of amino acids. It's what nature recognizes. And so when a plant goes to look for a mineral and instead it sees an L-amino acid, and it starts to absorb those minerals because all it sees is the amino acids, which is natural for it to do. Once the amino acids get into the plant tissue, they dissolve, and the minerals are released to the plant for it to use. And so with calcium and magnesium, which are very difficult to get into the plant and throughout the plant, L-amino acids are very important to help to transport and absorb those. It also helps to aid in the floral development maturation, and amino acids are a precursor to many other plant processes. They also provide organic nitrogen, and organic nitrogen is very important because it's readily absorbed into plant tissue in the form of amino acids. And later on in flower, you typically don't need as much nitrogen. You need other minerals that are more important, but you still need some nitrogen to perform basic tasks. And the nice thing about organic nitrogen is it minimizes the antagonism with other nutrients as you're adding phosphorus and potassium, some of these other boosters towards the end of your bloom cycle. Helps to make things more readily available instead of blocking them out. Also, a quality source of nitrogen, organics and source, helps to give your plant the nitrogen without risk of burning with these heavy nitrates and other salt-based fertilizers. When you're using MassBoost, a couple things to keep in mind. First of all, you always want to mix it after your base NPK and facilitator. You're going to use it at a dosage of 10 milliliters per 5 gallons or 2 mils per gallon during bloom weeks 3, 5, 7, and 8. And the reason we don't use every single week is it's not needed every single week. Because it's in a bioavailable form, you don't have to provide it to the plant every single time you feed. Most calcium magnesium supplements require feeding every single time to keep that calcium there present in the soil. But that's because that form of calcium is not as bioavailable. If you're using soilless mediums such as coco coir and reverse osmosis water, so there's not really any calcium existing in your soil or in your water, it's a good idea to use this during your growth phase or vegetative phase as well. Same dosage, but you should use it about once per week throughout your vegetative phase. As with all Aptus products, it's very concentrated. We want to make sure that we use clean measuring tools to avoid any kind of contamination and store it in a temperature-controlled environment in a closed container. Just don't want any really high temperatures or low temperatures to affect the shelf life of MassBoost. You should always make sure, because it is a calcium product, you want to make sure you mix it very well before adding any other boosters. Water acts as sort of a buffer between minerals when it's in your feed solution, and so you want to make sure it's mixed well, particularly when you're using peak boost phosphorus. As always with Aptus, we believe that education is the most important thing, and education is power. The better educated you are, the more you understand about the products and plant processes, the better your results are going to be. We're always here to help you and to educate you. For more information and education on MassBoost, as well as a lot of the other boosters and products from Aptus, go to aptus-usa.com/education.